How long can Pakistan accept a neighbour that enables militants to operate against it? How long can Pakistan function without a precise understanding of who resides within its borders, who they interact with, and how those networks connect to hostile actors across the Durand line? And how long can Pakistan allow Afghan choices to shape Pakistan's internal security while Pakistan hesitates to shape Afghan incentives? These questions define the present moment. A new security architecture must begin with intelligence superiority and counter-terror clarity, not with trade calculations or diplomatic patience. Pakistan's first priority is full-spectrum intelligence. The state needs a complete, continuously updated picture of the human terrain linked to Afghanistan identity, residence, movement, networks, employment, and vulnerabilities. This is not administrative tidiness. It is a national security requirement. Without knowing who is inside Pakistan and how they're connected, militants can exploit undocumented spaces to move money, recruit, hide, or blend into refugee clusters. Once security agencies have full visibility, they can isolate harmless populations from high-risk segments, identify logistical channels used by TTP, disrupt facilitations, and close the gaps that have persisted for decades. Ambiguity is no longer acceptable. At the same time, Pakistan must rebuild its intelligence footprint inside Afghanistan. The loss of physical presence after 2021 requires a new human network built through border tribes, goods transporters, madrasa intermediaries, fuel traders, and Afghan actors whose livelihood depends on cross-border access. HUMINT must reveal who shelters TTP operatives, which Taliban commanders facilitate their movement, and where training or planning nodes exist. HUMINT should work hand-in-hand with TechInt, persistent drone surveillance along key belts, SIGINT intercepts detecting operational chatter, pattern of life analysis revealing militant movement, and financial intelligence mapping Hawala channels that sustain TTP cells. Intelligence cannot be sporadic or reactive. It must be layered, persistent, and actionable. With accurate information, Pakistan must demonstrate resolve. A state cannot allow militants plotting attacks against it to operate freely simply because they stand across an international boundary. When actionable intelligence confirms imminent threats or identifies operational hubs that directly endanger Pakistan, the state must retain the capacity and political will to neutralize those nodes within the principles of self-defense. The goal is not escalation, but deterrence signaling that Afghan soil is not a sanctuary for those seeking to harm Pakistan. Kabul must understand that permissiveness towards TTP carries practical consequences, not just diplomatic friction. Once intelligence depth and deterrent credibility are established, Pakistan can move to the second pillar, converting Afghan stakes into structured conditionalities. For decades, Pakistan provided access, education, labor markets, medical facilities, transit routes, and cross-border commerce without demanding corresponding security behavior from Kabul. That model produced dependency but no leverage. The new system rejects unconditionality. Afghan access to Pakistan's markets and systems must now be tied directly to measurable behavior. The stakes are obvious: transit trade, border markets, visas for labor and medical treatment, electricity and fuel channels, and banking facilitation. These are vital to Afghan society and to Taliban-linked revenue networks. They should no longer function as default privileges. They should expand or contract based on clear indicators: sustained reduction in cross-border attacks, removal or relocation of named TTP commanders, shutdown of TTP media and recruitment infrastructure, and cooperation in investigations linked to violence in Pakistan. When conditions improve, Pakistan widens access. When they deteriorate, specific privileges pause automatically. No speeches, no diplomatic cycles. Just a rules-based mechanism that ties Afghan access to Afghan conduct. This conditional structure creates pressure where it matters most, inside Afghanistan itself. Traders, transporters, contractors, and local authorities who depend on cross-border commerce will feel the cost of Kabul's tolerance for TTP. Their pressure is more effective than Pakistan's verbal complaints. Behavioral correction emerges from aligned incentives, not moral appeals. Pakistan should also ignore emotional arguments about temporary trade loss. Trade can recover, security losses cannot. No state sacrifices its safety to protect revenue streams for Afghan intermediaries. Pakistan's priority must be stability, not maintaining the appearance of seamless commerce at the cost of internal vulnerability. A final component of this architecture is internal clarity. Identity and accountability mechanisms must apply uniformly. Those legally permitted to remain can do so under strict documentation. Those without legal grounds should return or relocate through lawful channels. This is not punishment. It's the creation of a security environment where anonymity no longer provides cover for militant facilitation. When these components, intelligence dominance, calibrated deterrence, conditional access, and internal control operate together, Pakistan gains the strategic space to influence Afghan behavior instead of absorbing its consequences. Pakistan cannot reshape Afghan ideology, but it can shape Afghan incentives. It cannot control Afghan politics, but it can control its borders, its leverage, and its responses. This is the new architecture: information first, action when required, and conditionality governing every point of access. If Pakistan maintains discipline and consistency, it will reclaim initiative on its western frontier and impose the stability that past approaches failed to secure.